Namaste, Hare Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavah mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha matchitta madgata prana bodhayantas parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadhami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayanti te tesham evanukam partam aham ajnanajam tamaha nasayami atma bhavastu jnanadipena bhasvata. These 4 slokas are in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. This chapter is glorified by an historic story told by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati. In the holy city of Varanasi, there lived a Brahmana by name Dhirati. He was very dear to me. He was always engaged in various activities connected with the worship of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and in meditation upon the Supreme Lord. So I made sure that his activities goes on smoothly. Once Maharishi Bringi enquired me, O Lord of the divinities, what could be the reason for your honoring this Brahmana with your special attention and love? That time I told him what took place. One day when I was taking a stroll in the garden, a black-bodied swan came and bowed to me. On seeing this, I asked, Who are you? How come your body is black? And the swan responded, In my previous birth, I was born in a Brahmana family, observing strict celibacy. I was serving my Guru very well. One day, when he was lying down to rest, I touched him by mistake with my foot. My Guru got angered by this and he cursed that I become a swan. Because I was observing Brahmacharyam properly, I was born in Manasasaras as the king of the swans. It happened that when I was journeying to Mount Kailash for your worship, I had to cross a lake. The air was filled with fragrance there. At that moment, my body changed its color. I could not fly any further and I fell down. When I started to examine what could be the reason for those strange things to take place, I heard a voice saying, I will tell you the reason. Listen. And the voice belonged to a girl named Padmini, who was living in the lake in the form of 5 lotus flowers. She called me, O Swan, born as a girl in a Brahmana family, I married a very good person and I was living comfortably. Please note that the lotus flower, is speaking to the swan. I was very fond of keeping birds in cages as my pet. Once I had a bird in the cage and I was tending to it. My husband got angry at this and cursed that I become like that bird and I was transformed into a bird. Due to the merit earned in my past lives, I was being brought up by the sons of a rishi. They studied the 10th chapter under their father and would recite it many times every day. Hearing it so many times, I too could memorize that chapter and started reciting it daily. Due to the merit of my action, I was endowed with a celestial feminine body. One day, I was bathing in this lake without any clothes on my body. Sage Durvasa happened to come here. On seeing him, I was frightened, and to prevent recognition, I transformed my hands, feet, and face into lotus flowers. He found me out and cursed that I continue in that state as lotus flower. Though I remain as 5 flowers in this lake, I keep chanting the 10th chapter, thanks to the knowledge lying buried in my mind. It is due to the glory of this act that when you flew over me, you could not proceed and dropped down. Your body too became black in color. I am now going to be relieved by my sins. I am going to chant the 10th chapter from Bhagavad Gita. After hearing it, you pluck these flowers and offer them to Lord Shiva, said the flower, whose name was Padmini. After saying this, Padmini started to chant the 10th chapter, and by listening to it, the swan said I was purified. I got back my strength. Gathering the flowers immediately, I have hurried to offer them at your feet. This is told by swan to Lord Shiva. Saying so, the swan placed the lotus flowers at the feet of Lord Shiva and worshipped him. Later on, the swan was born as a Brahmana named Tirati. He keeps chanting the 10th chapter continuously and is constantly meditating on the Supreme Lord and his consort Lakshmi. It is only because of this glorious act of this Brahmana that I offer him all the facilities he may need to continue his devotion to the Supreme Lord without any obstacles. This chapter explains Krishna's auspicious qualities, which are endless, and that everything depends on his sankalpa, will. And by studying this chapter carefully, one will have bhakti sprouting in them, even if they have no devotion till now. And if anyone already have devotion, his devotion will grow and develop further. That is the glory of the 10th chapter. Namaste. Hare Krishna.